Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome back. My name is Jax, and today we are talking about the differences between certified and qualified. Now, I'm not actually really going to be talking about like the dichotomy between these two. I'm really going to be talking about the difference between just being certified and being certified and qualified. Because there are a lot of people out in the world who are teachers, professionals, professors, medical professionals, whatever they may be, they might be certified to do a certain job and do it, but unless you are both certified and qualified, that is quite different. So to be qualified with something is essentially to have the experience, the wisdom, and the knowledge to carry out a specific task or to do something, right? Like it's pretty simple. But just being certified means that, oh, good job, you got the degree, you have the certificate, you have the piece of paper that legally tells you that you can do this. But actually doing that job is very different. And I'm really referring to kind of like psychiatrists, therapists, a lot of stuff like that as well. I think you really need to be careful with who you surround yourself with and who you associate with, because a lot of people will claim to be certified and their records show, oh my God, you went to Harvard, you went to whatever. But unless you are also qualified to do something, it kind of means nothing. Like I have encountered so many people in my life who are certified, like they have that piece of paper, they have that prestigious degree, they have the student loans, but they are completely ineffective at their job, or they really don't click with me, or they don't understand where I'm coming from. And this can be so frustrating for a number of reasons and for many different areas of your life. I've had I've had doctors try and figure out like various health things with me, and although you might have the degree, these people were not the right people to be dealing with me. They were really flippant, they didn't listen to anything that I said, they had no real experience with my issues. And it is incredibly frustrating to deal with somebody who is quote unquote an expert and, a really intelligent human being. But they're completely missing the point. They're missing the human element, and they're missing any kind of like wisdom or humility or understanding, which are three of the biggest things that I look for when I'm looking for advice or I'm looking for help outside of myself. And another great reason, you can have a close friend or a family member or somebody, and they might not be certified to help you in a specific way of life, but they make all the difference because they understand you. They are qualified. They have the understanding, they have the knowledge and the experience and the wisdom and the humility to be able to listen to what you're saying and really help you. I personally haven't yet found a therapist who really vibes with me, like who really understands what I'm going through and helps me. I've had therapists my whole life and psychotherapists and medication and all of that. And obviously, these are incredibly important tools and they need to be used properly and all of that. So I'm advocating for doing everything the correct way. But at the same time, you absolutely need people who are qualified to work with you. I don't care if you have, the most prestigious certificate from wherever. That is irrelevant to me. If you cannot understand the issues or concerns that I have in a given area of my life, you are useless to me. Like, I'm sorry. There is no amount of school that can teach you how to be a people person. There is no amount of school that can teach you how to understand people with various traumas, various difficulties, mental and physical difficulties, emotional blocks. Humans are incredibly complex, and you really need to find what works for you. And like I said, just being certified for something is no guarantee of success. We have all had awful teachers. We've had substitutes. We've encountered people in our life who have the correct certificate, but they have no idea what they're doing. They completely miss the mark. They misread how people behave. They completely misjudge situations. They aren't willing to compromise. They think they are superior. And maybe this is like a bit of a problem I have with very intellectual people, is that they don't have that human skill. Many of them don't have that human skill to be able to deal with people on a one-on-one basis. And oftentimes, like, I find myself like reaching out for a nurse or for some other professional, or bouncing ideas off of my friends and family who have that experience with me and they understand, what I'm going through. And I'm trying to basically make this as open-ended as possible. I know I've been focusing on sort of medical field, but like I said, you can apply this to your school teachers, you can apply this to your personal trainer, you can apply this to nutritionists, any area of your life where you are sort of open to advice and seeking wisdom from people who are smarter than you. That's what I'm applying this to. And please don't get it twisted. I am by no means an expert in any way, shape, or form. Sure, I have certificates for various things and I can understand concepts and things, but I'm not trying to say that like every intellectual or every certified person is bad, because I think a vast majority of them are doing the absolute best. I would really hope that they got into whatever profession they're in because they have a passion for it, they have a love of it, they have a great interest in, helping people with problems, whatever those problems may be. Even if you're a mechanic, I know so many friends who don't have a mechanic certification, but I would trust them with my life. And I do, because I make sure that, they're the ones that ensure that my vehicles are operating the way they should. And so, I don't know, this isn't a very like politically correct video, I suppose, because I feel like we're supposed to blindly trust experts. And I don't know, I don't think blind trust should be used in any way, shape, or form. I don't think you should inherently trust anything you are told or understand. And I'm by no means like a conspiracy theorist. I don't think the earth is hollow or that there are lizard people. But I do think it is important to critically evaluate the information you're being told and to ensure that it's coming from somebody who has humility, who has some wisdom, who has a context. Because so much of what we encounter now, especially online, is ideology. Either side, there's nobody immune from it, and there's nobody who has the true moral high ground. That doesn't actually exist. So you can't say, one person is 100% right on everything. I've said dumb things, I've said wrong things, and so has everybody else. What I'm advocating for is to try and get that balance of both certified and qualified, as being a worldly human being who is compassionate and understanding and empathetic, but also has formal training and understands the nuances of whatever you're trying to understand or get help with. So I don't know. I heard this dichotomy, this difference between certified and qualified recently, and I've been kind of compiling my thoughts on what exactly is at the root of this difference and why do people sort of side one side or the other. I feel like on the political side of things, there are people who completely go with, well, they've got the certification, that's good enough for me. And there are people who say like, no, like I know this person and they're so experienced, they might not have gone to school for it, but they're amazing. And there has to be a healthy balance between these things. I talk about balance a lot in these videos, and I really think that this is a good example where there has to be a happy medium. There has to be some kind of qualification, but also some kind of experience in the real world. As a like freshly minted university graduate, it is really incredible when you encounter the real world and you go, man, this is totally different than university. This is totally different than what I was taught. The real world works in totally different ways than the academic world. And some of us learn and adapt and grow, and some of us stick to the book. And there are benefits and drawbacks in both of those. So thank you for listening. Let me know what you think. If you like the video, and as always, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.